Azakim Erochim, Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. So we're going to continue with the second Aliyah of Sefer Shemot. So we have the second Aliyah starts. Markel, boys, you came in more, so you go with him. Okay. So we come here from Israel and we see that ParshaH the Aliyah starts. That we ended off yesterday. That the what's his name? No, the Miyaldot. What? No, the Miyaldot. How do you say it in English? The midwives. They didn't fulfill the words of Paro, right? That's how we ended of the first Aliyah. So now Paro is angry at them. He's calling them over. So he's telling them what's going on. So they have a beautiful answer to him. He says the problem is, before we even come, they already gave birth. And they calling them Kichayot Hena. The Miyaldot, the midwives, are telling Paro, the Jewish people, are like animals. Are they lying? Are they lying? Not at all. Last week, how did we end the ParshaH? ParshaH he gives brachot. What is Yaakov Avinu uses as brachot? Elements of animals. He's comparing the Shmatim to animals. So they're really not lying. The midwives are not lying. They're not. They didn't lie anything. Good. Now what happened? Because they are listening to Hashem's words, right? The Yocheved and Miriam, they're not killing children. They easily could have killed children. More than that, the Gemara tells us when the baby was born still, they would revive him. A baby was born still, they would revive him and make him alive. It's an amazing thing what they were doing. A lot of miracles that were happening there. Why? Because they didn't want the people to say that they did it. So there was a miracle that they davened to Hashem specially extra. If Chas v'Shalom a baby was stillborn, don't forget there's six at a time. 6 at a time. Sometimes you have one that's not surviving. They davened to Hashem. Hashem should revive the child, and he was revived. So they got away with it from Paro because they're telling him, listen, the Jewish women, they give birth without us. They don't need us. And HaKadosh Baruch Hu gave him bracha. What was the bracha? Who knows? What was the bracha that the Yocheved got? What? Yocheved received the bracha of Levaya. Leviim came out. What came out of Miriam? No, Miriam received the bracha of Malchut. Miriam got married to Shevet Yehuda. She had from her David HaMelech. And Yocheved.
Korach was also from Miriam?
What?
Korach? Moshe's cousin?
No, Miriam was the sister of Moshe. What do you mean from Miriam?
I know, but I'm saying.
Yeah, they were cousins. No, Yocheved was the aunt of Amram, and they got married. Yocheved was the daughter of Levi, Yashar. So she was obviously she was aunt of Korach also. Is that what you're asking?
I'm not asking.
Right. Anyway, but over here Hashem is giving them. It says over here Hashem gave them batim. So which batim? Batei levaya or batei kehuna. So Yocheved came to Moshe Rabbeinu batei leviim, and from Miriam came the Malchut. Now, this is the Aliyah, the most famous Aliyah in the Torah. What's the famous Aliyah? What's the famous Aliyah in the Torah? Vayikach ish mibeit Levi. A man from the house of a Levi went and he got what? He got married to Bat Levi, a daughter of a Levi. That's Yocheved. And who did they have as a baby? Now they don't know. It's there was a Gemara says the whole house was full of light. Was Moshe Rabbeinu. This is the Aliyah where Moshe Rabbeinu was born. Somebody ask you which Aliyah? Aliyah Sheniya. Moshe Rabbeinu was born, and she was hiding him for 3 months. HaKadosh Baruch Hu made a miracle that he was born 3 months early. There's a whole discussion, different opinions. The Gemara that maybe no, in reality she was pregnant and Amram divorced her. And in 3 months, when she was pregnant already 3 months, he took her back as his wife. So it could be that Moshe Rabbeinu was born at 9 months, but the Egyptians didn't know because they were counting 9 months from the month of where they got remarried. They didn't know that she was pregnant 3 months prior. So that's a machlokes in the Gemara. Okay, anyway, what happened? After 3 months, she has no choice. When the Mitzrayim got a barge in, and those Rashaim had a big trick. What was the trick that they used? How to find kids? You know? They used to bring special children, 1 or 2 year old boys, and they used to pinch them. And the Egyptian children would come, and when they were pinched, they were crying, certain cry. The children were hiding behind the walls, would start talking to them. Because now the children feel comfortable next to next children. So Kadosh Baruch Hu, in the end, had to punish those children in the Yam for this Avirah that they were doing. They were causing the Jewish children to be thrown into the ocean. So same thing here. Yocheved got scared for Moshe Rabbeinu. He's going to be thrown out. So she decided to save his life. How did he save his life? This is the Aliya where it says that she made him a beautiful, beautiful basket with a laden with the soft reeds inside. So there should be soft cushions. Outside was made out of tar, that he shouldn't smell the tar. And she sent them away with Miriam, and Miriam said she put him in the river, and then Miriam was watching. What happened that time? There was a big machloket in the house of Paro. What was the machloket in the house of Paro? His daughter was rebelling. Paro said nobody's allowed to go to the Yor, nobody's allowed to go to the river, and Batya said no, everybody's allowed to. So there was a whole big machloket in the house, and that day happens to be that she went to the beach, to the river to swim. And it says over there that all her maidservants turning on the side and pleading with her, don't, because if Paro finds out, you're going to get punished. And she didn't listen to them. And what happened was that she found this basket on Moshe Rabbeinu, and this whole miracle, how her hand stretched or whatever it was, that's not important right now, but this whole thing that she took Moshe Rabbeinu, and now there's a problem. What's the problem? He's a child, 3 months old baby. You know what 3 months old baby needs? Nathaniel, what does he need? Food. So where do you get the food from?
Where?
So all the women came with their chests open to feed Moshe Rabbeinu. It's Egyptian, a baby. It's Egyptian that he doesn't touch. Moshe Rabbeinu didn't touch the chest of the Egyptian. He didn't like, why? The Torah tells us that Hashem didn't want them to touch the Egyptian woman of the Tumah. Because this is the mouth that's going to talk to us. The mouth is going to speak to Hashem. How can he touch a chest of a non-kosher Jewish woman? Chas v'shalom. What? Not yet. Not yet. Very good. It's a good question, though. Some say she was in the Talich of Giur, but she didn't have babies. The only person who could milk if she had babies.
Yeah.
If you had a baby, you could milk.
Yeah, but she didn't have any baby.
Right, so she didn't have a baby yet. That's why she... No, you're asking if she did Giyurut, because some say that Bat Paro, why did she come to the river? To do Giyurut. She actually came to take herself to do Giyurut of all the... the Gemara says that she came to take away all the tumah of her house. Yeah, there's a mikveh. So, but still, she didn't have a baby.
Yeah.
So what was that? So what happens? And this is the trick that Miriam approaches Batya, and she says to her, "If you want, I could bring you a Jewish girl to feed him." And who did she bring?
Miriam.
She brought Yocheved. Miriam brought Yocheved to feed Moshe Rabbeinu, and that's the parasha ends.
His real mother.
Yeah, that's his mother. ויגדל הילד ותביאהו לבת פרעה ויהי לה לבן ותקרא שמו משה. Now we find out in this Aliyah his name, and his name is Moshe. Why is his name Moshe? כי מן המים השתיהו, I took him out of the water, and we have a lot of miracles happen that day to her, and B'ezrat Hashem, hopefully we'll discuss the next Aliyah tomorrow.